Hi there assassins, welcome back to another Wheelassassin guide. We are here in Hawkins Square for episode number 13. Now I know 13 is an unlucky number. It is also like a horror sort of number as well in a lot of like pop culture. So with Stranger Things obviously being pop culture as well and set in the 80s, this could actually flip it and become a very lucky episode. Fingers crossed. Anyways, today we are going to be building this street behind me just here. This is actually 2nd Street, the real 2nd Street. I know I've been getting myself confused. I think there's been like 4 2nd Streets by now. But no, honestly, this one is Mulberry Street, the one with the drugstore on. That actually is called Mulberry Drugstore, which makes sense. And this one over here is 2nd Street. We do have a 3rd Street as well, and of course an Oak Street. Now, I will have to go and change all the traffic light signs because I have definitely got myself confused. But this is 2nd Street. I promise you now, it is 2nd Street. Now what I had done is, if you notice, it looks different from episode number 1. Now the reason being is because I was actually watching the show back to get Hawkins Cinema done, like the actual Square Cinema over here done. Obviously that's still incomplete, so we're not going to be continuing with that today. Instead we're going to be in this street done here. And as I was watching, I noticed the scene where Nancy first notices the graffiti on the actual Hawkins Cinema sign. She's running around the sort of pathways here, running kind of across the road here, and that's where obviously she sees it. But in the background you see a little bit of the scene, a little bit of this street, and they've actually done the street up a little bit for that one snippet scene. And I was like, you're kidding me, because I've literally already gonna build this as if it was real life. But I had to go and do it again for the show. So, here we are. We have now ourselves the Royal Furniture Co. We have Pam's, which you can imagine maybe is like a tailor's or something. This I still imagine is a... Oops. This I still imagine is a barber shop, but I believe in the show it does have a different name. I believe the new name is John's, so that's kind of cool. We still have this boarded up shop just here, and then of course the Radio Shack as well, which doesn't change for, you know, what we already had it as anyways. I've just added a little sign out the front here as well. And then of course we have the general store down here where Joyce works, so we'll be getting that done in a separate tutorial as well. We want to go ahead and get the major buildings done in separate videos, just because I feel like it would be good to dedicate specific tutorials for those things. So yeah, anyways, that is enough of the intro. Let's get some materials and get episode 13 underway. Alright then guys, so back at the Hawkins Square we're working on. Of course we have an empty plot over here. So you want to be coming to this road, obviously that's entirely empty, but the side where the empty plot is. And if you need any more direction, it is the complete opposite way around to the clock tower on the main library. We're going to start just by over here, over by this lamppost really, and we're going to grab these materials. We will need ourselves some polished granite, some waxed exposed cut copper, some grass blocks, some nether brick walls, smooth stone, granite, birch wood, gravel, and black stained glass pane as well. First things first, we have ourselves the grass to of course cut out here. Now we've already cut quite far down that way with the road here, and the same over obviously, like I said, on the far side. So we're going to go ahead and cut out 4 blocks along the road here. So we'll just go up to where the road ends. With this one, this is pretty easy, this part, which is nice. We always like an easy section. There we are. And now this way, guys, we're going to take out 5 blocks from where the slabs are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This way. Now, we haven't done this on the other builds we've done already, on the other roads, but we are going to take out the lampposts in the process of doing this. So we're going to remove all 4 of these lampposts and go ahead and replace them with a few different ones in different locations as we build. So yeah, it's because of the remodeling I did today that I realized we do actually need to space these out a little bit further than they are already, or even closer, but put trees in between them too. So I went ahead and did that today. We're going to go ahead and remove these 5 rows like I was on about. If you go for the left side first, so you can make a big rectangle all the way to the other side like so, then you can go ahead and remove that pile of the grass there and the lampposts ready for the next section. Let's get this done, guys. Alright then, now that we've done that, and it's looking great by the way, we're going to take ourselves some materials to surround the base of our lampposts and traffic light posts just here. We'll take our granite, of course, for 2 lots of 3. And the same over here, after the zebra crossing, of course. 1 block on the ends of the 3s, as we've been doing previously, and then the gaps with our waxed exposed cut copper. Now we're going to go up this little side street firstly with our materials. Now we want to go up a few blocks just up here before switching to our polished granite. So what I'm going to do here is just quickly count this. I'm going to go from the end in, I think, this way. And I'll start at the top here. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'll switch to my granite for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And build 4 in front, leaving this one empty. Then I'll build 2 lots of waxed going back this way. And these go right the way along to the front there, that's fine. Oops, my mistake. To there. So we'll just go ahead and knock out all the grass to build from granite to granite, basically, with our waxed exposed cut copper. There we are. And now we'll come down here, leave this empty, and go to the next one along down here, and build in 2 lots of 4 granite down here. Like that. Then go to this 4 lot of granite here, go to the left, build in 2 waxed exposed cut copper, then jump to the left again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grass blocks here. 3 go in the middle of the 5 at the top, and then the rest of this pathway can be filled up with our waxed exposed cut copper, just in the gaps where the grass and dirt kind of reside at the moment. Just like so. And there we are. That is the side street ready to go for later's details. Awesome. Now what I'm going to do here next is I'm going to go up along the main road, and this one we have to be very, very thorough here in order to get the plants and stuff like that to be in the right positions. So follow my lead. We got this, guys. We're going to go for a tree on the second space along. So 1, 2, and we're going to go to its right of the line, just here, and start building our tree here. Now I'm just going to place my block there for a second in order to get the grass blocks to go next to them. And we'll do 3 on each side, just like so. And then we'll stick granite on each of them with... Oh, we don't have the material at the moment, that's fine. Well, that's good enough for me. Then we'll take gravel from the granite, but in the floor, right the way to the end where the granite is up this way. So the polished granite. And on this one, you can continue along until you reach yourself. Hold on, let's count this. Number 1 space, number 2, and number 3. So until number 3, where there'll be a smooth stone just here. So let's go ahead and do granite in this gap. And then don't forget to outline your planter area as well, just to separate it from all of our copper later on. Wonderful. So now if you want to bring your copper up to this position, you can do, but I'm going to do mine all at the very end, just together, so it's much easier and quicker. I'm going to place a nether brick wall here, just so I know that is a lamppost. We know how to build lampposts from previous episodes, so if you guys want to mimic what you've done over here for every lamppost we do today, then that will save some time as well. Awesome. So now if you're going to go along to the next, to the first tree, of course we need to build it up firstly, before we do crack on with the others. So for this one, we're going to take ourselves 4 blocks from the ground. We've already got number 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go up diagonally to the right for 1, up diagonally to the right for 1, and also behind for 1. And then from this, up diagonally up to the right for 2. So like this. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting looking as well. A little bit strange. But there we are. Now we're going to go to the back of this one, and we'll go to the back diagonal left, just here of the main trunk. And then we want to go just up from this to the left diagonally for another 2. If you have, guys, some OCDs about the wood direction, please feel free to change it. Not a problem at all. I know I do. There we are. Perfect. Alright, let's crack on with the next bit. So obviously along from our lamppost just here, we then leave a space of about 2 spaces entirely. So number 1 is here, number 2 is here, and then there's going to be the granite block directly to the diagonal left of this line. Then we do our 1, 2 grass blocks, then our birch log, then our 1, 2, and then our granite just here for the other separation. Don't forget to add in your gravel around this, in the lines here, around our entire planter, like so. And then for this trunk, we want to go with 2 3 blocks of birch here, up diagonally to the right for 2, to the back left diagonal for 1, and then up diagonally to the left for 2, just like so. Oh no, my mistake, like so. Perfect. Okay, so moving on from here, we are going to go to this next line of the car parking spaces. Of course, build your gravel just up that line there, and maybe 1 block past it. And then we'll take ourselves black stained glass pane just on the line, just obviously on the pathway, and to the right of it. And then we build a little box just here to represent a little kind of bin that just goes in here. I didn't want to use myself the composter because it is made of like black mesh, like a wire mesh. So obviously composters are like a brown color, and I didn't think the brown and the black kind of work very well as replacement for each other. So I went with just myself some glass panes, which I know looks quite modern, but I think it does the job quite well. So sorted. Let's go on to the next line over here, which is where we have our next lamppost. So that's pretty helpful. It's only a little bit away. And then we need to get onto the middle of our next space. Not this one over here. The middle of this one, there is going to be our granite block for our next planter. So come up to there with your gravel. Then we're going to leave ourselves 1, 2. Then of course you add in your birch log in like so. 1, 2, granite over here on the 3rd one. Technically the 6th one, if you go along like that. Awesome. 6th one from after this one, I mean. It's 7 in total. Perfect. Now we'll build this around. Just like so. And then of course we want to build the shape of our tree just here. Which this is another quite small tree. So we want to go up 3 blocks for our main trunk. Diagonally up to the right. Diagonally up to the right again, but for 2 blocks this time. You know what? I might move it back a chunk. Just like so. Then over here, we'll go diagonally back to the left for 2 up. Just like so. Now over this way, we will continue along to our next lamppost. This is just going to be on the next line again, so pretty simple stuff just here. It's very helpful them being on the line, because it saves us a lot of hassle trying to count. And obviously my maths is pretty bad. So let's go up to the next line now, which is up here. And we just want to jump up with our gravel here, because diagonally off to this line is another granite just here. Then 1, 2, then our birch, then 1, 2, then our granite. Awesome. Let's build our gravel around this area. Like so. Back down to earth for our tree. This tree is quite a tall one. It goes up to 4 blocks on the main trunk. Then we go up 1 block back this way. We're going to go diagonally behind, in line with it, and then up for 1 singular one, like so. Perfect. Just going to sort the direction out. There we go. This one, diagonally back the left side. And then we go diagonally up over there, just like so. I might just change the direction there. So it's like that. Sorted. Now once again, we need to get to the next line. Now it's not this one, of course, because that's still amongst our planter, technically. It'll be the next one over here. And there will be another lamppost on this one. Gravel, of course, comes up to that area. Just like so. Oh, I forgot my lamppost down there. There we go. And then this one, we want to build along until we reach ourselves the next line over here. And then we go diagonally up with our gravel here from the line. And then literally the granite is in the middle of this space just here. So that's where the first granite is there. Add the gravel in before. Add in your 1, 2 blocks of grass there. That will just change to grass in a minute. Or I'll just do it manually. There you go. Then of course our birch log here. 1, 2, then granite here. Like so. And then we just need to go ahead and build our gravel down to the sandstone. Just here. Or even a block past it. We'll do a block past it just like so. Let's build around this area. Like so. Let's build our tree shape just down below. Now this is quite a big tree again. It is in front of the general store, so of course it's going to be quite big. 2, 3, 4. Upwards to the diagonal right for 2. Upwards to the diagonal right for another 2. Down this one onto the main trunk. To the back left diagonal. And then we want to do 1 to the left diagonal, like so. Make sure to get the direction of the wood to be the same way. Awesome. Now down at this other intersection, we're going to have to use our materials here just to sort out the pathway here, and then we continue backwards with our waxed exposed cut copper. So to finish up this corner of the intersection, we take ourselves our polished granite again, next to our sandstone slab, and just a block before this corner. This is now granite, granite, and one granite block underneath the lamppost. Then we do 3 polished granite in this gap. Oh, actually, we'll do 2. And then we'll do a waxed exposed cut copper. Flip around the corner. Do 2 more polished granite here. And then we want to do ourselves 3 just here. And then basically, this block stays empty because it goes down that way with the rest of this road. So basically, where this line is for the next lot of parking spaces here, these 3 blocks, we're going to knock all these out. And this will be like a separate path down the side of the general store. So once we do the general store, we will get onto that pathway. But for now, we can just leave it empty. Wicked. So if you guys want to go ahead and start by going to this block here. So we have our 3 polished granite. So this block here, all the way back down to the other side, all filled in with yourself some waxed exposed cut copper. So let's go ahead and get this done. There we are, assassins. A very well done for that, because that is a very just time consuming little bit there. I know there's like a layer of grass behind it, but do not worry about that. Certain sections are going to be filled in with our waxed exposed cut copper, but the end part down here is not, and that is why we leave the entire thing empty at the moment and sort of continue it as we go along with the build. Now for the next part, we're going to go ahead and furnish, well, add leaves to our trees, and then of course build the rest of our lampposts down here, so our new lampposts. Now if you don't know how to build a lamppost, or you may have forgotten, do not worry, I'll show you now. So we're going to go up to 5 blocks with our nether brick fence just here. 1, 2, 3, oops, 3, 4, 5. And then out on the front and back side like so. So closest to the road, closest to the building. Flowering azalea leaves come down from the fence posts. And in the middle up here, we place a white stained glass block with 2 white candles on top. It's as simple as that. Pretty good stuff. And as for the trees, what we want to do for all of these is we're going to make sure that they come down so there's only 2 bits of the trunk showing. We don't want any more or any less than that beneath. And then just go ahead and do what you've been doing the whole way around the series, which is going ahead and making sure that every single element of the trunk all the way around the tree is just covered up with 1 leaf. So it's a very simple looking tree, but it definitely does the job for us. So once you're happy with it, oh, there we are, yep, sorted. And we just do that for all of these trees. So let's get this done, guys, and the lampposts, and then we'll get onto the buildings. Alright then, assassins, the first building on our list is the Royal Furniture & Co. We're going to take ourselves some smooth quartz block, some brick block, some stripped warped hyphae, some blue terracotta, some spruce planks, a normal glass block, polished andesite stairs, smooth quartz stairs, and smooth quartz slabs as well. Now if you notice behind me, there is quite a big bit of grass still left to clear out. So we're going to clear out from here all the way down to the other side. I believe that is not in the same row. I think it's just a line behind it, or maybe 2 lines. If you just want to go ahead and start from here and clear all the way down, including right down over the road to the other side of the curb, like over this way, then please feel free, because I think we extend this road anyways for when we do Joyce's shop over here. So go ahead and get this done, guys, clear this all out, and we'll be ready to get started with our storefronts. Well, there we are. Honestly, I think for a tip for building a city in Minecraft would literally just be to have 3 sides, road, and then clear out a big space for your buildings. And honestly, look at that. That looks immediately like a cityscape. It's so cool. Anyways, let's go down this way, and we're going to start by building ourselves from the curb here. So literally from, I believe it's actually in line with this one. So it's, yep, just here. We'll take ourselves our smooth quartz block here, and we want to build upwards to 12 blocks high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We'll place a slab on top of that, and then we want to drop back down to the 11th block. So obviously there's the 12th block, 11 will be here. Now on the 11th one, there is obviously that there. Actually, I believe there is a slab in this space here, a brick slab. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that instead of my block for a second. Here we are. So I'll place this here, and then I have half of the 11th block, and then the 12th block here, and then the slab. So I'll go ahead and bring this along until my road ends up this way. So of course it is quite far. It is just here. And then I'll grab myself my block back, and I'll build this underneath the entire way down. Right the way down here to the bottom. It is a very boring build, this part. Like this side of the building is pretty boring. But of course this is a furniture shop in real life. So I can imagine there might be some posters for promos, possibly on the side of the building, that of course I didn't include today. So if you guys want to go ahead and add some stuff like that, please feel free to do that. That'd be really cool. Make it proper 80s. Go ahead and add those like cheesy sort of ads on the side of the building. The old billboards of like the guy with the super clean white teeth. And he's like, hey, you can buy a sofa for £500. Well, $500. There we go. Anyways, that was my 80s impression for the day done. Anyways, now we need to go ahead and build the front of this store to be 31 blocks in total. We have number 1, of course. So we're going to go down to the... Okay, so slab. We need half of this block, and we're going to start on this one. So the 12th, we start with the lowest point, a slab here. 31 is what we're after, so we have 2 now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31. Just here. Except 31 will be a block, and it will be a slab on top of that block as well. And now we'll build this block right the way down to the bottom. Down to the ground here. Just like so. And now we will take ourselves our smooth quartz stairs. We'll build upside down, normal, upside down, normal, upside down, normal, all the way to the other side. A lengthy process indeed. And there we go. You should both sides should end on an upside down stair. So there you go. You should have a little bit of like a darker spot on each side. That's perfect. Awesome. Now we want to go ahead and go down for 4 blocks in between. 1, 2, 3, 4. On 5 we'll take our quartz again from one side to the other. Just like so. Now we'll take our warped and we'll build just on the back of these stairs. For like a row here. This is an invisible row, meaning that we don't see it from the front side. So if you did kind of mess up with the wood direction, honestly don't worry about it. You're not going to see it. But then we just go ahead and build down for the gap just here. So from the quartz stairs to the quartz block down here. And we do this the entire way along. Now this one will be seen from the front, so make sure, if you'd like to, getting the wood the same direction. But it is a time consuming process, so I'll leave you guys to do this on your own. So now we've done that, we should be left with something that looks like this. That is awesome. I'm going to go to the behind of this pillar, and I'm just going to build 2 more blocks behind it just here. Just to add the separation between this building and the next one just in a second. But it also just goes ahead and adds a little bit more of a white sort of background there for when we add in the storefront windows. And of course, with all the other buildings on my world so far, these are all hollow. So if you guys did want to add your own interior, please feel free to do that too. Let's now take our blue terracotta beneath our quartz just here. From one side to the other again, like so. Then we want to go ahead and take ourselves our spruce planks here. And we're going to go from the right side down this way. Second block back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. Then leave a gap of 2 and place 1. Leave a gap of 2 and place 1 here. Except this one will be 3. Forward for 3. And then forward for 4 before reaching next to the quartz here, but obviously diagonally back. Now we want to take ourselves our glass above this, and we'll do these for, of course, 3 layers, just so that you have this between the blue terracotta just here as well. So this one, on the middle one, you can just turn this into a pillar, and then back to the window over this way. I quite like building big shops like this, like with the big sort of shop windows. They look really cool. Very effective as well. And then what you'd want to do here is just take your spruce planks all the way along the front here, and then over each individual window as you come in a block. All the way to that pillar for the door frame there as well. And then down beneath here, you can just add in some more for this sort of store windows here as well, and the displays they might have. And then add in another pillar of quartz just here. Sorted. So the last thing to do before we grab some new materials is to come to the front of the shop here, and in line with the store kind of pillar there for the doorways, go ahead and add in yourself one just here as well, out the shop front just here, like so. It's like a support beam for the rest of the roof, and that is good to go. Awesome. Alright guys, whilst we go ahead and crack on with the next part, if you want to go ahead and take yourself some waxed exposed cut copper and cut into all the grass down here, just up to the quartz kind of pillar just there. Oops, that's my bad. And then all the way to our doors just in here, and fill this all up. That'll look great as well. So go ahead and get this done guys, and then we'll get back to the tutorial. So for the next part in this tutorial, we want to take some white stained glass paint just here, some string. This is totally optional. It's just for those that are really picky about detail, like I am. If you don't want to use that, that is no problem. It's really, really hard to see anyway, so don't trouble yourself if you can't get it. Some smooth quartz slab, azalea, some grass as well, some polished andesite stairs, glass pane, a block of stripped bamboo, and some diorite wall as well. Now we'll go ahead and basically alternate with our azalea and our grass, sorry, just around here, so you can just plonk this down wherever you need to really, as long as it's kind of around the trees and on the little bits of greenery we have left just around here. Perfect. Now we'll go around the corner over here on our side street and add in this diorite tree, which is really random, but this is what I went with for the original build for some reason. I think it's on the Google Earth version, there's like a tree around here, and it is kind of like a white tree, so I went with diorite because it's the closest we have to quartz. So we'll go with 2 blocks up, going backwards for 1, going upwards for another 2, go to the left for 1, go forward for 1, and go to the right for 1 just over here, like so. Perfect. Now we want to go over this way to obviously our main building. We will go to the doorways firstly down here, adding in ourselves upside down polished andesite stairs here, glass panes above, and then you can do yourself a stripped bamboo block here, and the other side the complete opposite way around, and then 2 lots of your glass panes on each of them. I'm so happy I got to use this in a tutorial. I snuck it in, because look at it, it's a perfect Eggo. We of course needed to use that in a tutorial. So there we are. Awesome. No, that's for like a curtain that comes down the side of each of these doorways. We do see it in the scene roughly, but it is very, very much in the background. So not really like the most important thing in the world. Now up this way, the last thing we can do with these materials is go 3 blocks in, including the slabs here, to this one, adding in a pane, leave a gap of 3, another one, and then basically leave gaps of 3 until the end of the building. Wait for it, here, and then we have 1, 2, 3, and obviously there'll be 1 just past the building as well for 1. We want 8 of these in total, I believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Stick yourself a slab behind the already built slab. And then what we want to do with these is stick the string on top, just to help the string go back. Instead of being that direction, it goes entirely back. But again, this is a really ultra picky detail, so do not hesitate to skip this if you need to. And there we go. We'll come back for the banners later, because we have a lot of banners to do this episode, and so getting the loom every now and again will be a bit troublesome, so we'll do it at the end altogether. But that is done for now. We'll crack on with the next building now. Okay, so the next building on our list is Pam's, which I think is the sort of in-show tailors, but I could be wrong. I just think it's that anyways, from the little kind of knitting needle on the sign that they've incorporated. So we're going to take ourselves some dark oak stairs, some brown stained glass pane, some sandstone wall, some brown mushroom blocks, some birch stairs, some birch planks, birch slabs, and some string as well. Alalum. Don't know what that was. So to begin just here, we want to come down to the left side over here where our quartz wall is. We want to leave a gap and place 1, leave a gap, place 1, leave a gap, and then place another. So we have 3 gaps just here. Take yourself a sandstone wall across all of those, then do singular 1, and singular 1, and then do another row across the top of those, like that. So we'll have ourselves 2 layers just here with holes in. We'll do another singular one, and a singular one, and a singular one, and leave another 3. So we made kind of like a noughts and crosses board just here. Then we want to take ourselves some mushroom block here, and jump a space away and do another, just up to the same height as the wall. Do yourself 2 brown stained glass panes here, and then do brown stained glass panes in amongst the walls that you've just previously made. Just like that. Then we want to do 2 down here on the right side of the door, so it looks like it's open. And I'm going to bring this down for another one just here, so there's 3 lots of the glass panes here. I want to go up to the... you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just come from the top down for this next part. So you can kind of meet in the middle, if you like. So we'll take our birch stairs here. We'll go in line with the previous quartz stairs. And we'll build from left to right across to our last mushroom block, which is just here. Then we'll do ourselves slabs over the top of all of them. And birch planks behind the stairs, like that. So it just fills in the little hole on all of them. Then we'll do ourselves 4 brown mushroom blocks, or mushroom layers if you like, just like so. And then on the next layer down is where we're going to start our sort of canopy area. So we'll build this layer in, but then immediately remember this is where we start our next layer of our stairs. Except of course these are dark oak stairs and they're not on the roof. Then down beneath this we'll do ourselves an upside down one on both ends and turn them around so they can meet in the middle like that. Then do another layer forward, just like this. Should kind of meet the tree but not be in the way of it. There we are. And then that, yeah, that actually looks really good. Nice. I thought there was more details, but I think we're actually good there. No, nice one guys, well done. Obviously just remember to take yourself your waxed exposed cut copper and just go underneath all of your walls and whatnot, just to make sure it's all filled up with the pathway just here like so. And yeah, that's ready to have some more details for the banners up there later. Awesome. Now onwards to the barber shop. Now we are on to John's the Barber's over here, or the barber's name in the show anyways. Guys, as I've done with all the other businesses around this square, I've gone ahead and given them shout outs in the description, and I'm definitely going to do the same for this row over here. Although we're not mentioning the actual businesses in the video as such, we're still building them. They just look a little bit different than what they do in real life. So we're going to go ahead and definitely appreciate them in the description too. Now let's go ahead and take ourselves these materials here. We need some jungle planks, some stripped birch wood, some deep slate tile wall, some grey stained glass pane, some deep slate tiles, some deep slate tile stairs, deep slate tile slabs, an oak trapdoor, and some warped trapdoors as well. Okay then, down here we want to start with our deep slate tiles, and we're going to go up until we are the second to last block from the top just here, I believe. Just like that. We'll just double check this. Oh, it might even be a little bit shorter than that. Knocking off a block just there. Yeah, I think that's good for now. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then we want to go ahead and take ourselves some blocks just here. So where the first mushroom is visible. We want to go along this way. And we'll go for 2 just here. Then we'll go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 9 just here. We'll take ourselves jungle beneath for 1, 2. Then we'll take ourselves stripped birchwood for 2. And it's actually going to be a row of 5. So all 2s, but for 5. Like that. Oh, that's 6. The maths isn't mathing. Right, then we'll do ourselves some jungle planks on the end. Knocking off that 9th one, so we have 8 again. Deep slate tiles come down to sort of hug around it. And we'll also bring these down to the ground as well. Just here. We want to build these up for another block just here. And then what we'll do on this row just here is we'll do a strange alternating pattern with our stairs upside down on both ends. Yep. And then a wall. And then a stair. And then a singular wall. Very old design, I know. Don't forget to stick yourself deep slate tiles behind this, just so it finishes up the holes. And then we'll do stairs here for 2 this way. Then flip around this way. to do them all the way the other way, that way along. If that makes any sense. That sounded really weird. We'll do slabs across the top of those stairs. And then we'll do blocks behind the back of the stairs. Like that. So we have this strange shape here. And it's a real optical illusion because these two stairs back to back, except we can't notice. When we're right the way back here, we don't see a difference at all. It's really hard to spot. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. Anywho, that's the complicated part over. For the actual John sign, we'll just do ourselves oak trapdoors, folded down. Because in the show it's kind of represented with these like squares with the letters in for John's. And so we build squares with our trapdoors instead, basically. We'll then take ourselves some deep slate tile wall, and we'll go 2 blocks along from the deep slate tiles, build a wall here, and then 1 block, build a wall here. Replace the bottom one with deep slate tiles, and then go to the sides to build jungle, and then you guessed it, glass panes go in here for your windows, like that, 2 across the doorway, and then we'll do 2 down the right side for an actual door just there. It's a really cool looking little building. I really like this building. Like if I was going to build in survival, I'd probably choose to build this one. It looks awesome. Let's go ahead and stick ourselves a warp trap door on the top of the glass pane here, so on the opposing sides basically, and then down beneath as well on the ground, just like so, leaving a gap of 2. Very important because we need to get that barbershop little coil thing that they all have to show it's a barbershop really. So there we are. Awesome. Now just dropping back down to the floor, don't forget to add in your pathway down here, where the door is as well, and all the way to there. And that's sorted. I believe we have 2 more buildings to go, and then we are done with buildings for today. So of course the next building on the list is going to be that sort of abandoned looking building just next to the barbershop here. We'll take some spruce planks, some glass panes, some stripped oak wood, some black stained glass panes, some smooth quartz block, smooth quartz stairs, smooth quartz slabs, deep slate tile stairs, and deep slate tile slabs as well. Alright then. Next to our deep slate tiles over here, we take ourselves our quartz. We'll go up for about 4, just to begin with. Come down here for 1, 2, 3, past the 4 block pillar. Then build yourself a 4 block pillar of spruce just here. Leave a gap of 2 and do another 4. And then do another 3 quartz and then another 4 block high pillar on the end of the 3. Then we want to do ourselves an entire row of quartz across the top of all this. And then on the ends you can build up for 1 block just temporarily. And then add in slabs between, like so. Dropping back down to the floor, add in yourself 3 black stained glass panes here, then 2, and then another 3 for the other windows. Then add in your normal glass panes for the windows. We'll do the entire door built up with the glass panes, and then normal on this side as well. Now come to the flip side of this and go ahead and literally add stripped oak wood behind every single window, including the glass panes on the door, like this, and it gives that boarded up sort of effect from the inside, which of course it is not it is not a 3D building. It is a completely hollow building at the moment, but it definitely looks a bit more 3D with that little design in there, like so. Perfect. The next thing to do is to come to the top, build yourself another block here and another block just here. Then we want to go ahead and line up with our stairs on the other side, so over this way. So we'll take another block and another block, and then we'll take upside down stairs with quartz running from one pillar to the other. Awesome. I believe there's a little design that needs to go in here, which we can probably do afterwards in a second. And you know what, I might actually go ahead and move these slabs up a block as well. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these a sec. Sorry, that's my mistake. Adding in another layer of quartz, and then do my slabs just on top. So you have this one little slab sized gap just in here. Now up this way, I'll take myself an upside down deep slate tile stair, just like so. A normal, an upside down, a normal, upside down, 2 normal, and upside down. Make sure this lines up with the door, by the way. It does. and then do this until you reach the other side with an upside down, like that. And then of course, you guys guessed it, slabs go across the entire top of this, like so. Perfect. Now if you aren't happy with the same size buildings, like this, obviously that looks quite tall, then you can of course jump this down a notch as well. So where we had that little gap down here with our slabs, like being one block down, you can do that. Let me just show you, like so. And then of course just jump down the rest of the roof, so bring the stairs down another layer, like this, knock out the pillars here, and then just drop the entire deep slate part down as well. Not the biggest of detail, but to stick to my original one, I'm going to go ahead and just build this in like this now, just to sort it all out. There we go, slab it over, and we should have that design just like so. Perfect. You can feel free to add in another slab there as well, just so it looks like it arches down a bit for this roof, but again, not the biggest of deal. There we are, biggest of deal, biggest of deals even. No, there we are, that looks awesome though. And I believe the last material in this little gap is some stone bricks. So this is a pretty simple build material, obviously, just here. And we just go ahead and line up with the slabs beneath, and just go ahead and fill that little gap just in there with our stone bricks. Sorted. Now we're onto the Radio Shack, and then we'll do the rest of the pathway, and then we've got some banners to do, and that's it. So the most notorious building in this lineup is of course the Radio Shack. We do hear of this a lot in Stranger Things. It is in Starcourt as well, and there is one on this high street. And I believe it's also where Bob works in Season 2. So that is pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and take ourselves some light grey concrete, some smooth quartz block, some grindstone, or a grindstone, light grey carpet, quartz bricks, wax oxidized cut copper slab, very long material, light grey stained glass pane, and a light grey banner as well. Okay then. We're going to go ahead and start by going next to this building, obviously, and we'll go ahead and build upwards next to that slab there, so we just kind of go over it really, if you like, just there. We'll then go ahead and take ourselves along for 12. We need to carry on this one, so this is number 1. So we go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now it's worth remembering, guys, only the left side of this Radio Shack has one pillar. We don't go ahead and build down another pillar on this left side, sorry, on the right side, as we've done with most of the other buildings. So just keep that in mind. So we'll go ahead and bring this along, and then we'll bring this down a little bit. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll go ahead and bring this back on ourselves. Then we'll go ahead and take ourselves our smooth quartz block in here, like so. We want to go ahead and take our grindstone, and just place one just here. And that'll be in line with your sign just here. Go ahead and shift or crouch click on maybe the nearest tree to add in 2 quartz bricks coming forward from it. Add in light grey carpet on top. Add yourself in a plain light grey banner on the end. And beneath this, add in your waxed oxidized cut copper slabs, like so. Perfect. Now going down to ground level, we want to take ourselves 1, 2, 3, I believe 4 of your blocks of light grey concrete. Then go back on yourself for 1, and to the right for 1 just here. Build 2 in the floor down here for a doorway, and then build 1, 2, 3, 4. We should be in line, yeah we are, with the rest of the building, thank goodness. Make sure to obviously build out as much as you need from the top here to match the rest of your building beneath. So just those blocks there really. And you can also build that up to the roof if you wish as well, just to keep everything clean and tidy. And this will look pretty good. So like that. Come down beneath, add in yourself your light grey on the corners. So this corner, this one here next to the door frame, this one the other side of the door frame, oops, and then this one on the far end. And then we'll take glass panes in the middle of all of these for the entire door frame as well, from this corner, and then over here for these 2, like so. Perfect. And that is looking good. Hell yeah. Let's go ahead and pick block our pathway back, And just go ahead and build from Radio Shack's right side there, right the way along to our abandoned building here. And go ahead and fill all of this pathway in. Like so. Sorted. I just realised I forgot 2 lampposts. I did not see that until just now. Oh. Okay, I'll go ahead and get that done. And then we'll complete today's video off with some extra details as well. Not these though, because I mean, we should have done that. I mean, you guys probably have. Ugh, look at me, slacking off. I'll get this done now. Okay then guys, so for the little details that we have left to do today's episode, we'll take ourselves some nether brick fences, some levers, cobwebs, jungle stairs, jungle trapdoors, blocks of iron, an iron trapdoor, iron bars, and polished andesite stairs as well. Down this side for the back alley, we may as well just get this done as well whilst we're here. We will come to the second block in on our brick wall and take 3 iron bars up from the ground. A space away from that one, do yourself 2 blocks of iron with an iron trapdoor. 2 spaces away from that one, do yourself 1, 2, 3 jungle stairs and then jungle trapdoors up on both sides. Or you can even do it the low of both sides so that the little handle on the trapdoors is facing down. Go back to the middle of these 2 sort of electronics. Come over here. Come to the second block before the road and take yourself some nether brick fences here. We'll go up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and maybe about 9 just here. We'll go out on both sides and then we'll place levers going backwards. I'm losing my voice. Excuse me. Oh, I can't do that anymore. I think they may have changed it unless it's a... Yeah, they may have changed it. Oh, tragic. Okay, so what we'll have to do instead is we'll go ahead and pretend for a second. We'll take ourselves 2 lots of cobwebs forward. And then we basically want to drop these down this way. Like this. And then we'll bring these along to the back of the building. Just in the same line though, because of course these are power cables. So they're going to be nice and parallel with one another. Like that. And then if you guys can still place your levers on your fences, go ahead and do that here. That'll look awesome. If you can't, maybe just go ahead and add in an iron bar like that. And that'll look pretty cool anyways. Awesome. As for the polished andesite stairs, we come down to our Radio Shack down here. And where we have our glass panes on the right side, place the 2 down here for our bench. There's a few extra materials to get, and then we can get the banners done too. So let's now go ahead and take ourselves some warped trapdoors, some spruce trapdoors, a loom, and a wither skeleton skull. We're going to go down here next to our bench and we'll add in warp trapdoors for the sort of armrest of the bench there. Now over here on the abandoned sort of shop, we'll take a loom on the right side window and then we'll have to crouch or shift click in order to fold down spruce trapdoors on each side. Then stick yourself a wither skeleton skull backwards on the top of this at a forward angle like so. Awesome. That is, I don't really know what that is. I think it's a newspaper stand, possibly. But also, it's a loom. I mean, it's not obviously a loom, but I mean, it's really helpful for this section of the build because we can literally just use that instead of having to place one to remove it later on. So yeah, very cool little detail. So let's go ahead and get some banners done, and then we can call today completed. Don't worry guys, you haven't skipped on the tutorial too far. I'm here at my original build. I just thought it'd be easier to teach you over here and show you the signs we're trying to build. So we want to go ahead and build this Radio Shack banner firstly. And so for that, we're going to take some white dye, as well as some red dye, and then 9 white banners just here. Of course, we have the loom just next door, so it's very, very helpful. We'll open up our loom. We'll go ahead and spread out our banners in our inventory. Hopefully you guys don't have a messy inventory like I do. Ugh. We'll take ourselves a white banner, red dye in here. We want to go ahead and firstly take this chief vest just here. Then we'll go with this diagonal line, which is called a bend. And then we put the banner back in to get this red pale Dexter. We'll go ahead and add in the borders afterwards. So we'll put that back in to our hotbar. And we'll want to go for the next one, which is going to be an A, obviously. So we'll take ourselves a chief vest again. We'll do ourselves a pale Dexter and a pale Sinister, which is both the lines on the sides. Then we'll do the line in the middle, which is a red fess. So there is our A. Then we want to take ourselves the D. So we're going to go with Kind of making like an O-shaped D, which is a bit of a pain, this one. Let me show you. Oh no, we're making this one. Alright, this one's cooler. So, we take our banner in here, our red dye in. We go with this line firstly, which is called the red pale Dexter. We take the red dye back out and swap it for white dye. We go ahead and do half of the banner to be white again, so it's called the white perfess, which is the top to bottom. Set that back in, put the red dye back in, line across the middle, which is the red fess, line across the bottom, which is the base fess, and then line up the side, which is the pale sinister. For the eye, I believe it's a normal eye. Super simple, I love this one. We take our white banner, red dye, and literally the middle line there. Speaks for itself, the pale just there. For the O, it is a pretty simple O. We go ahead and do what I was going to do for the D. So we go for this one. We take a pale Dexter, a pale Sinister, a base fess, a chief fess, and that's that. Now, of course, for the S is next. So we will go ahead, just going to move some of my stuff around, and make the S here. I want to go with myself a chief fess first, and then a base fess as well. And then I want to go ahead and make my S like this. So I want to go ahead and take a red bend between the two. Now for the H, you guys probably know what to do here. Take a white banner in. We go over the middle line first, which is a red fess, pale Dexter, and then a pale Sinister. Super simple stuff. Now we already have an A, so we don't need to redo that one. Let's go ahead and build ourselves a C. Again, this is pretty easy. Pale Dexter, base fess, a chief fess, and that's our C. And for the K finally, this one can be a little bit tricky, but we'll just go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way, like this one. Pretty simple stuff for this one. White banner in, red dye in. We go with this thing, which is called a saltire, just here. And then we go with a pale Dexter just there. And now finally, we need to go ahead and add a border to all of these. So we put them back in one by one with this top left thing here, which is called a border. And we just go ahead and put them back in, take them out, make them all look fancy. Oh yeah. There we go. This is the most fun and rewarding part of the build, I'd say. It's like when you finally got to the end here and you're like, oh yeah, we're getting stuff done now. And there we go. Now we need to go ahead and put them on our Radio Shack on our other build. So here we go with an R, A, D, I, O. Yep, just checking I spell it right. An S, a H, an A, a C, and a K just on the end. Like so. And for the little sort of outing sign just here, so the shop sign from the actual street level, you want to do yourself an R and an S, so the initials of Radio Shack, on both sides of the sign like so. Perfect. The next sign to do is probably going to be Pam's just along here. So the next banners we're after is of course Pam's sign up here. We also want to go ahead and build ourselves the little barber shop thingies I was on about just earlier. So we'll get ourselves those materials too. We'll take some brown dye, some white dye, 5 brown banners, some red dye, and 1 white banner just here. Back to our loom up this direction. First things first, we want to go ahead and build our little sort of knitting needle that the Pam sign does have. So what I'm going to do is take a brown banner in, and I'll take myself some white dye in firstly as well. Now I want to find myself a chief indented, which I believe is this arrow. Oh no, it's not. Give me a minute. Okay, so the chief indented is the little teeth looking thing at the top of the banner. So we'll take that out and we'll put it back in. We switch out our white dye for some brown dye now. And we want to go ahead and find ourselves a pale Dexter, which I believe, isn't it one of these ones? It is that one. And then we want a pale Sinister, which is the other side. So we have the one tooth now in the middle at the top, like that. Brown dye comes out for some white dye. And we want to get ourselves a cross, which I believe is this one. That makes sense. And then we'll take ourselves another brown pale Dexter. And then brown pale Sinister, like so. So it's quite simple once we find the things we're looking for. There we go. Okay, nice one. For the next one, obviously we're trying to write Pam. So we want to go ahead and take ourselves a brown banner back in with our white dye back in. Now first things first, we want to make ourselves the P. So we want a pale Sinister just here. White dye out for brown dye. Get yourself the lower part of the banner, which is the perfess inverted. Brown dye out for the white dye. We do a line across the middle, which is a white fess. We do ourselves a half square at the top, or rectangle, chief fess, and then a line down the side, which is the pale dexter, and we'll outline it afterwards. For the A, of course you guys know what to do. Pale dexter, pale sinister. There's a line across the middle to make a H, a fess, and then of course a chief fess just here as well. One more time, we'll do ourselves a chevron just here, inverted chevron, a pale dexter, and then a pale sinister for the M. And I believe there's an S, of course, because it's Pam's, so we go with a banner. We go with ourselves a base fess, chief fess, and then an S sign like that with a bend in there like so. Don't forget to outline all of these with the border. So go ahead and do this. You can outline your knitting needle as well if you wish. Oh, and I don't think you can because we've used too many effects in the same banner really. So we go ahead and do the rest of the writing like that anyways. Get that all done and that's ready to go. As for your white banner for your barbershop, put the white banner in, red dye in, and do yourself this kind of red pally just here. Awesome. That's all ready to go. Let's go stick this on our original build and then get onto the final building. Okay, so this white banner here will go here between our warp trap doors on our barbershop just there. And then as for Pam's, we want to go ahead and come a block in just here. Oh no, 2 blocks in actually. And stick our knitting needle down first, then P, A, M, S just there for Pam's. Sorted. Now onto furniture, Royal Furniture & Co. just over here. This is a big one. Prepare yourselves, guys. Alright guys, 2 things that might motivate you for this next and last section. One being it is the last section, so yay! We've done really well this episode. Should be proud of yourselves. And the second being I've cleaned up my inventory, so don't worry. It's all spick spam for the ending. We're going to take ourselves some cyan dye, some red dye, and 15 cyan banners. There is a lot of different characters to get made down here. So let's go ahead to our loom. And of course, spread out our banners in our inventory. Just like, not like that, because that was horrible. But you get the idea, like this. Sorted. Cyan banner goes in. First things first, we need to write Royal. So of course we need our red dye in. We'll do all of the outlining afterwards again. Chief Fest just in here. Then of course we want ourselves a pale dexter. And then we'll go with a line just here, which is the red bend. That's an R. For our O, nice and simple. Pale dexter, pale sinister, base fess, oops, and then chief fess. Sorted. Next one, the Y. This one is a little bit tricky. We'll take ourselves a cyan banner, even, red dye. We need a perfess, so perfess. That's a base fess. That's a chief fess. Perfess, I believe, is it that one? It's this one. The one at the top. So the half banner at the top there. Get that one out. Put that back in. We need a lozenge, which I think is either this one. Yeah, it is. The diamond looking thing. Just here. And then we need a red pale as well, which I think is the middle line. Just there. That is. Just there. So put that back in. That looks a bit strange, I know. That's fine. Take your red dye out and get your cyan next. Just for this next and last part. We want to go with an inverted chevron just here. And we will do the border on this because it looks better with it. Just there to build the Y. Like so. Sorted. That's now done. That was the hardest part, so that's good. For the A, this one's pretty simple. Pale dexter. Pale sinister. Fess. And then a chief fess up there. And then for the L, obviously really simple. Pale dexter. Base fess just there. Okay, nice one. On to the next word, which is of course the furniture. So, pale dexter, a fess just in there, and a chief fess. Oops. There we go. I'll do this on the next line down. Then a U. We want to take yourselves a pale dexter. Basically all of these have pale dexters, which is helpful. A base fess, and then a pale sinister as well. There's a U. We've already got an R, so we need an N next. So we'll go with a pale dexter. we'll go with another bend just here. And then we'll go with a pale sinister. So that royal fun. Fern, and then of course eye. Simple. A pale just here, or you can make it a fancy eye and go with a chief fess and a base fess like that. So capital I. Fern at ch, so of course the T. So again we build an eye like we just did, except we don't do the bottom part for the capital. So we do this just here, pale, and then a chief fess, like so. Then of course there is another U, then there's another R, and then there's an E. So for the E, we go with a Dexter, a Fess, a Chief Fess, and a Base Fess just in here. I feel like I'm missing a few letters. Have I messed this up somewhere? Let's have a look. Royal, yeah, Fern. Oh, let me go check my spelling. Nope, for once we can't blame my spelling. That's actually good. So now we want to build ourselves a C. So we'll take ourselves a cyan banner, some red dye, a pale Dexter, a base fess, and then the chief fess, just like so. Finally an O we already have, so that's perfect. If you guys want to do the little kind of dots dotted around, just to make sure that it says like furniture and co, instead of doing an and, we do a little dot. So for this one, this is going to be in the middle, so we literally just do a roundel like so. And for the next one, we just do a little kind of point in the bottom corner, and that is called a sinister canton, just there. And then let's go ahead and put our borders around all of these. So of course your cyan needs to go back in. And I'm going to do this in a bit of a random way. It's probably going to mess up my sort of spelling now here, but it'll be fine for a sec. As long as we get all of them outlined, that's all we're after. Including this one down here, the sinister canton. The roundel doesn't do anything, obviously, because it's in the middle. N there, I there, T there, and finally an E just there. We have a spare banner. Happy days. I thought I was going to need it because I thought I was going to make a mistake. There's still time, but hopefully not. Now let's go ahead and place these on our other build. Okay, so first things first. 4 blocks in on our warped. 1, 2, 3, 4. On 5, R, O, Y, A, L. Then we go ahead and we can scrap these now, if you want to. Then we'll take ourselves our F, then our U. I made sure to space that out when I said that correctly, because I did not want to just say like F and then U in the same thing. That would have been really bad. So F and then a U, letter U. Then of course we have our R from Royal, so we'll grab that back in a sec. Then the N, then we need an I, that goes there. Then a T, just here. So F, U, R, N, I, T. Then there's going to be a U again, which we already have. Then there's going to be an R again, which we already have. And of course, finally an E. So we want to go a space away from this one, just a single space. F and then a U. And then we want to take ourselves the R from up here to make fern. Then we go I, T, U, R, E. Royal furniture, and then we'll go ahead and get our roundel just on the end there. We leave a gap of 2 before taking ourselves our C. And then of course we go ahead and take our O on the end of this one. Oh, O may have been, oh no. Hold on a minute. There we go. O. And then finally our last little full stop looking dot thing down there like so. And there we go. And you should be 4 blocks from the end on this side too. Very, very important. And there we are. That is it, guys. That is episode 13 completed. Whew. Take a sigh of relief. Now, I know I do say this every single episode, guys, but you should be very proud of yourselves today. Look at this. That is a total of 5 new buildings for our city, or for our town. But I'm going to say city, because honestly, it's taking a long time. It feels like we're building a blooming city. So, no, you should be very proud of yourselves, though. Very long episodes, these ones. And doing things like banners, as well as all these intricate kind of details, and making everything look 3D without actually building 3D is tough. It is tough stuff. So, yeah, you should be proud, and you should be happy with your progress today. You've done some very hard work, so well done. thank you guys for watching anyways. If you have enjoyed today's video, please be sure to drop a like on it. That would be awesome. Even if you didn't enjoy the video, please just drop a sympathetic like, because honestly my throat is hurting from talking too much. No guys, if you could though, that'd be awesome. If you are new around here, doubt you are now, but I say it every time anyways. You want to go ahead and consider subscribing to join the Assassin Hood today for free. It'd be wicked to have you join us. So yeah, thank you very much. Have an excellent rest of your day, guys. Take the best of care. Follow me off on social medias just to get the latest news and updates for the town square and everything like that. And I will see you for episode 14 coming soon, where it will either be the cinema or Joyce's shop. Ooh, very exciting stuff. Be on the lookout for another stream as well, probably soon, guys, just because I need to still plan the rest of those builds. So we may have to do a stream for those. But hey, who knows? See you later, guys. Have an excellent rest of your day. Take care. Goodbye for now.